Hey, McGinn, welcome back to our read alouds. We have a little bit of a different setup going on today. I'm actually doing this read aloud from our Take Your Kid to School Day. My kids are here with me in the library. I also have a class in here that you can't see, but Miss Horvath's class is here. But because of some rules with privacy and everything, I'm not going to show any of their faces, but they're going to listen to the story that we're about to do. I hope you enjoy this. The book is a biography, which means it's a book about what? Can somebody tell me? Go ahead, Claire.
A biography is, it's a book about someone.
It's a book about a person. It's a book about a person's life. Now, the person, I've been very impressed. Bob Ross is someone my age that we might know. He's a famous painter, but I think it's been pretty cool that a lot of kids in our school actually know who Bob Ross is, even though he passed away a long time ago, and the time he was famous was many years ago. So here is our book for today. It's called This Is Your World, the Story of Bob Ross. Here we go.
I can all see it. I can see it too.
Okay, nice and quiet. Hello, ready to paint a fantastic picture with me? The only guideline we use is our imagination. This is artist and television star Bob Ross. In his lifetime, he created more than 30,000 paintings. Yet you won't see them hanging next to the Mona Lisa or paired with Pablo Picasso. But that never bothered Bob. He didn't paint for fame or fortune. Growing up in Florida in the 1940s, Bob Ross lived a simple life and found joy in simple things, like clouds and trees. His heart was connected to the nature around him, and his house was often filled with the injured wildlife he rescued. You need to understand nature to appreciate the great things that have been created, he said. We spend so much of our life walking around looking, but never seeing. Bob saw everything. He saw phthalo blue, sap green, cadmium yellow. As a boy, he spent time working with his father, who was a carpenter. He taught Bob to build sheds of dark sienna and barns in Van Dyke brown and yellow ochre. Bob loved creating, but building was hard work. One day, Bob lost the tip of a finger in a carpentry accident. We don't make mistakes in our world. We only have happy accidents. And very quickly, we learn to work with anything that happens. Bob learned. Before he owned his first set of paints, Bob learned to create with his imagination, his eyes never drifting far from the clouds. He'd lay in the grass and see shapes floating across the sky. Perhaps Bob dreamed of seeing those clouds up close, because in 1961, at only 18 years old, he enlisted in the United States Air Force. But Bob didn't become a pilot who soared through the clouds. Instead, he was sent far away, from Florida to Alaska. The Alaskan landscape was nothing like he had ever seen before. He saw titanium white, Indian yellow, and midnight black. In the Air Force, Bob discovered the power of words. As a sergeant, he spent his days barking orders. Make your beds, stand up tall, don't be late. And the soldiers listened. But Bob didn't like to yell. He was happiest in nature, and he escaped to the quiet countryside whenever he could, his heart bursting to share what he saw with others. When the Air Force announced it was hosting a painting class, Bob eagerly enrolled to paint the images that swirled inside him. But he became discouraged by his teachers. They'd tell you what makes a tree, but they wouldn't tell you how to paint a tree. Bob spent hours agonizing over details on his canvas. The traditional style of painting couldn't capture his heart. There had to be a different way. Then one day, powerful words drifted from a TV set over a crowded room. How long can you hold the dream? Said Bill Alexander, who was a painter on TV. Bob felt like Bill was talking directly to him. Bill skillfully spread paint across the canvas in a technique called alla prima, where wet oil paint is used without allowing it to dry between the layers. Landscapes flashed through Bob's mind. This was it. Bob began to paint in every spare minute he had. Now he explored the countryside through art, and during lunch breaks, he would hold a sandwich in one hand and a brush in the other. He practiced using the wet-on-wet style of painting until he became so fast he could finish a whole painting in just 30 minutes. He would use Van Dyke brown and bright red, alizarin crimson. For the first time, Bob's art flowed freely from his heart. But Bob yearned for more. If he could learn to capture his heart in paint, others could too, and he wanted to help. Bob retired from the military and left Alaska behind. He sought out Bill, the painter from TV. Bob met Bill for the first time, and he learned more about painting in Alla Prima. He studied hard, and before long, he was leading workshops for Bill. Now, instead of giving orders, Bob taught with a soft voice. His gentle and encouraging words held power. Let your imagination be your guide. Let it happen. Believe in yourself and believe in what you can do. His students listened. In one of his classes, a student named Annette sat behind a canvas. She had been suffering from sadness, but Bob's words of encouragement lifted her heart. Painting offers freedom. And on the canvas, you can move mountains. You can do anything. Annette knew that if Bob's words could help her, others might like to hear them too. Bob and Annette became business partners, and along with Bob's wife and Annette's husband, they took care of the office work. Soon, Bob traveled all over the country, teaching the Bob Ross technique of painting. He did it in malls and small shops. And at first, his classes were empty because no one had heard of him before. But that didn't bother Bob. If just one person showed up and he taught them, that was wonderful. To me, the first step is accomplishing anything there is to believe that you can do. Bob always believed. In 1982, Annette sent a video of Bob painting to a public TV station. Bob's words and his fast technique caught the eye of the manager. They offered to feature Bob on his own TV show. He was thrilled. Now he could share his joy of painting with everyone. Episode 1 of The Joy of Painting debuted on public TV in 1983. Hello, I am Bob Ross, and I'll be your host as we experience the joy of painting. It was a simple studio, but that didn't bother Bob. He found joy in simple things, like using the same paints and techniques he used in every episode so the viewers at home could follow along easily. Bob hoped his viewers would find courage in his art. Be brave. This is your bravery test. We'll just have us a big tree that lives right there, and we'll give him a friend. So we'll have 2 big trees. You can fix anything now because you are your master. You are the master of your painting, and you have unlimited power on your canvas. It's a super nice example of what can be done with just a few colors, a little imagination, and a happy dream in your heart. Don't worry about what you're going to paint. Just start. And now we can build some happy things together. All you need is a dream in your heart and the desire to put it on canvas. The world listened. Bob taped 403 episodes in 11 years. Some people claim Bob wasn't a true artist because his techniques were different. Others said his soft voice put them to sleep. But that never bothered Bob. He didn't paint for fame or fortune. Bob was a teacher, and his lessons went far beyond the simple joy of painting. On this canvas, you're the creator. Anything that you want, you can build here. This is your world. And so that is the story of Bob Ross. And like I said at the beginning, I'm so excited that kids actually hear now. A couple kids in this class here who are only 6 and 7 years old, they've heard of Bob. But more than anything, I love the message that his story sends. Use your imagination, believe in yourself, follow things that make you happy, and then you'll be happy. So again, we'll see you back with another read aloud tomorrow. Thanks for sharing this one with me, and I'll see you soon. And thanks to my awesome Miss Horvath audience. You were amazing. All right, guys, take care.